Hi, friends. Namaste. Jenny Wise here from Wise Mind Yoga, Science, and Soul. It is a rainy day here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And today I met with my ladies in the Mastermind because we just got done with our 9-day Unleash Success, Heal and Detox Stress Masterclass series. So we pushed back our day when we normally meet to today. And I just wanted to share a little snippet from what we talked about today in our mastermind group. It's Wise Mind Yoga, Science, and Soul Mastermind. And I'm going to show you this picture, which again is not perfect, but just wanted to show you this, right? So this is what we talked about today was the heart over the brain and how much emotional intelligence the heart has. And the science behind it is they actually call the heart the little brain. It's got 5,000 times greater electromagnetic field than the brain does. And the heart has 40,000 sensory neurons sending information to the brain. So we actually have neurons both in the heart and in the brain. And then there's the gut, which is a whole nother discussion about how the gut is connected to the brain. That's really fascinating. So when you think about in yoga psychology, we train ourselves to move away from what we call the thinking mind and using only your analytical mind and your rational mind and being able to move into what we call your buddhi mind in Sanskrit or your wisdom mind. And this really kind of ties into that of thinking about training yourself to be aware of making decisions when you're able to, especially in relationships, from your heart space or from your gut instead of using your thinking mind. And we're in the relationships module right now in our mastermind group. And so just thinking about tuning into how your heart space, and if you've healed your heart space, if you've healed your soul, how that affects how you show up in relationships. And most of us have created these layers of hurt and possible resentment, possible stories, possible masks that we've had to wear. Sorry, my hair's kind of crazy today, guys. This is called Brain Day hair. Where we've created these layers around our heart, right? And when you think about that, our heart is this electromagnetic field that goes out and it affects the other people around us, right? So that's why, you can feel if someone is giving out that love and that positive energy, that unconditional love, because their heart is pure and open and they have done a ton of work to heal their heart space. Okay, so if you think about, the line that we create, this sphere around us, which is as long as our hands go out and up and around, we're walking around as this ball of energy, this sphere of energy, and creating a self-awareness of what we put out into the world has to do with our energetic set point, and it has to do with the work that we've done on our psyche and the work that we've done in our heart space and healing our heart. So this is another kind of interesting picture, just thinking about, the electromagnetic field that goes around the heart. So one other last thing, this is going to be quick today, is that the electromagnetic field of the heart can actually be measured on the body with an EKG, where you actually can put it on the wrist and on the ankles, and they actually measure. So the heart, the electrical field around the heart is 60 times greater than the amplitude of the electric activity of the brain, which is really, really fascinating. Now, this part is what is really cool. So the activity in somebody's heart can be measured in the brain waves of another person. Again, the activity in one person's heart can be measured in the brain waves of another person in another person's brain waves. So the electromagnetic field of two individuals, or it can be a human and a pet, because believe it or not, dogs and cats and animals, horses, some even say farm animals, have emotions and have a heart. It can be measured, right? And whether they're touching or within 2 feet of each other. So right now, I was joking about this. It's not really funny, but with the social distancing stuff we have going on right now with the 6 feet apart, again, I'm just trying to have a little bit of humor on this. I'm not saying that it's not important, but that it's about 2 feet away ish that you start getting into somebody else's electromagnetic field and being able to connect to that other person's openness of their heart, right, or not, and the electromagnetic field that they're putting out. So you can interact so that the energy activity in the heart of one individual is measured in the brainwaves of the other. And so that's why kind of the act of touch for healing modalities like Reiki or like massage can be so powerful, or doing adjustments in yoga therapy, because you're actually touching the other person, and you're also, your electromagnetic field and your energy is overlapping, because again, your energy goes out, right? So you imagine, the electromagnetic field that your heart is putting out is 5,000 times greater than your brain. And so it's just really fascinating to think about, just to be aware of that, especially in personal relationships or with your partner, that what you're putting out affects the other person, right? So if you're in a positive energetic state, and if you've healed your heart space, what you're able to give out in a relationship as far as compassion, unconditional love, forgiveness, patience, non-judgment, is just exacerbated when you've opened up your heart, right? And you've healed your heart. So, and many of us, of course, have had, past grief, past disappointments, past resentments, past heartbreaks, past stories, again, many layers that start from when we're a child, and then the different relationships that we go through, whether it's with family of origin, whether it's with friends, whether it's with a partner, a marriage. Many of us that may have dealt with a divorce, that's a major healing that has to happen with the heart. In addition to, maybe you found what we call a twin flame or a soulmate, or someone that you thought was a soulmate turned out not to be a soulmate, or twin flame, and the healing that has to happen to your heart space around that, so that you can be truly open for the next person that you're meant to be with on your path, on your journey. So, but I could go into a lot more of this. I mean, we talked about this for a whole hour, but I just wanted to give you like a little mini lesson on what we talked about today, because I thought is just really fascinating how your one person's heart can be measured in the brainwaves of another person. And so that just goes to show you, who you are aligning yourself with is so important. And they talk about this all the time, an entrepreneur and business type strategy around your mindset, and, who's the 5 people that your circle that you hang out with the most, and how those people can either uplift you or pull you down, and reevaluating the relationships that you're in and the people that, you're spending the most time with. But that is the most important when it comes to your intimate relationships and your partner or your husband or your wife, because that is one of the most important relationships, of course, that you're in. And is that, we talked about this today, is that person in alignment with where you are in your journey, right? Because when you look at when one person's growing and then the other person isn't, it makes it difficult because you're on different waves of what we call our energetic field or our energetic set point. And, if you're growing and you're moving to, a higher level of consciousness and, your perception of the world and all these things, right, that open up, the more you do work on yourself and the more you do personal development, and the more you do yoga psychology and transformation, things start to shift as far as the person you are and who you're aligned to, basically, right? So who you're aligned to in your partnerships from a relationship perspective, who you're aligned to from a business perspective, and the partnerships that might come into your space, the opportunities that may come in as you continue to grow in your healing and in your transformation and your energetic set point. Those start to shift and new opportunities and new things start coming into your life that are aligned with where you are right now, right? So whether that was a year ago, you look at where you were, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? You're gonna change. If you're doing the work and you're doing, for example, a sadhana practice around yoga, or you're doing a meditation practice, or maybe it's an exercise practice, whatever that is for you, some type of daily practice, maybe it's prayer and journaling. But if you're continuing to do that personal development and personal growth and what we call self-discovery process, and continuing to, be like that lifelong personal development student and yoga student, then you're going to continue to grow and transform every single day. So that's what's amazing about it. So I didn't plan on getting on here I see it's been 12 minutes now, so I'm going to hop off. But again, I just wanted to share that little bit of insight, and I may jump on Tuesday. We'll see, but we're going to meet again with the mastermind on Tuesday because we're getting back to our regular class. And then this week on Thursday, we're just doing a replay this week because I have some other videos and things that I'm working on. So that's going to be a replay on Thursday, but I will try to post what that's going to be. And so anyway, I'm going to let you all go. I know it is a cold, rainy day in Raleigh, North Carolina right now, but sending out, again, love, light, and blessings. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your weekend. And I did want to mention, if you do watch the replay, if you watch this, do put hashtag replay. I'll put that in here. And if you have not seen where I've shared before that we are continuing, I have more calls on Monday. We are continuing with doing our yoga psychology consults. So let me put that on here. Also, that is calendly.com/wisemind yoga. There is the Calendly link. So I'm extending those into next week. I have, again, more scheduled on Monday and Tuesday of next week. So if that's something that you want to jump on a call with me, again, if you saw any of the interviews that we did 5 interviews last week. There's no pressure. I'm just here to listen to whatever challenges that you're having, and then make a recommendation on meeting with me privately, on doing our mastermind group, on doing another approach. It may not be a good fit. So, and it could simply just be making a recommendation on whatever the challenges that you're having. And then that's it. Like, we just do a call. And I have done, a lot of calls. That's all it was. So I am offering this as a true, authentic, generous, call from the heart. And whether that turns into us working together or not, that's what the call's for. Okay. So again, there is no pressure. And yeah, so that's it. So again, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you soon. Namaste. See you guys.